Hello, and welcome to my channel, Life in the Jar. This summer of July 2021, my family and we had awesome time at Cape Charles Beach, Virginia. And while we were at the beach, this great idea came to our minds that why can't we just capture some of that memory, the sand, the water, the little bit of the ocean and the seagrass, and put them in a jar and create little ecosphere that will capture all of that and also self-sustain itself. So there you go. I didn't want to lose any time. I got myself a nice clean bucket and I went to collect some specimens for a live jar. First thing, I saw some of this seagrass that has some root system to it. That's really important to have a root system so I can plant it into a jar, into the sand, and they can sustain and grow. There's another one with roots attached to it. Very good piece. Now, farther later on, I spotted this weird looking grass seaweed. I'm not sure the name of it, but it was a good looking one just floating there in the water, so I collected that as well. Walking along the beach in the rocks, I saw a shell and I set it down on the rock. Later on, it grew some legs and just ran away. I'm just joking. This is a hermit crab. Here's another one. There's a crab in there just hiding in the sand. It was cool. And here's another piece of rock with a sea moss or some sort of stock to it. So I decided to grab that and put it in the bucket just so we can later on put it in the jar. At this point, I had all the lively things I needed and I start collecting the sand. To do that, I got just a water bottle, a clean water bottle, and I start putting sand into it, filled it with the water to preserve the life in the sand, and that's how I transported my sand home. So to build a jar, I went out there and looked at what's available in the stores. Best one I could find, this guy right here. I bought it for $14 at Walmart. It's a nice good size. What attracted me about this jar is nice clear glass, nice lid that's latching really nicely, and it's a clear lid. I wouldn't use anything with the metal lid because eventually that metal will get eaten by the salt and all, and it's gonna deposit itself into the live jar. So get a glass one if you can. So here's that bottle of sand with the water. I start dumping it into the jar. It's not an easy task, I tell you what. That was struggle, and I had to use knife. I cut the top of it, and still after cutting the top of the bottle off, it was still a struggle. That was something else. But after a few minutes, we got our 2 inches of sand. I really wanted to get 3 inches, so I had to use another bottle, dump some more of the sand, and we got almost 3 inches. That was good enough. At this point, Ziploc full of rocks and little shells, putting them in the jar. Little quick tip for you, that before you put the rocks in, fill the jar full of water, because once you start putting water in the jar, it's gonna distract the rocks and all that stuff. Here's our preservation of our seagrass and the weed. Of course, adding water to it, using some chopsticks. I know I need to get lawn tweezers to work on that, but like I told you before, put the water in the jar first and put the rocks, because as I was putting water, the sand kind of covered the little shells and the rocks that I had. So now we're planting some of the seaweed and grass and all kinds of things. Just make it as custom as you want if you're doing the jar yourself. And I was just trying to make it nice and personal, just how I would imagine being it out there in the wild. I was picking in nice little samples with the roots and just sticking them in there. That's that rock with a little moss attached to it. Put that in the corner right there. So a little more of the seagrass with the roots, planting deep into the sand so it can strive and grow and hopefully have a nice life in the jar. So there you go. That's what my jar looks like. At this point, water is a little bit dark. It needs time to settle. all that sand and things are floating in the water, so it's gonna look like that. Eventually it's just gonna clear, water's gonna clear. Please subscribe for update, and next couple of days I'm gonna do another update, but that's how it looks right now at the point of build. I'm sorry for the reflection in the glass. I'm gonna take care of that next video, and there you go. That's our life in the jar. That's how it looks, and I found the perfect location for it. Of course, you need the sunlight for it to be healthy, and so we have a sun room with the big windows all along the wall. So that place right there is going to be excellent place for the jar. Please like, share, and subscribe if you didn't yet. More updates. I'm gonna update every few days and then every couple of weeks and so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.